Hi, welcome to YouTube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilka. I'm an empath, and I just like doing these little talks on how I feel about things. And today, pretty alright, I'm in gratitude today, a lot of gratitude today. It's like, sometimes when I get stuck in a trajectory that I'm not doing life the way I feel like I should or want to be doing it, I'm void of, there's gratitude missing in my life. So, do inventories, go over it, and I think about where my life was a few years ago and where it is now, and I am in a better space, even though it's not the space that I thought it would be. Um, for years and years, I was part of freaking companies and jobs, places that were uncomfortable, but I had to be there because I needed to earn an income to pay bills and stuff like that. And I went through a great deal of efforts and traveled many miles to comply, to do what I was told. I was went to the Air Force when I was 26. I was late getting, growing up because I was playing. I'm one of these that has the spirit of a child, and always full of wonder in my Aries. It's in me, and always looking for the magic, and I couldn't do that for in cubicles and offices and stuff like that. What happened was unbeknownst to me, is my mom had her stroke when she was 38. I went off and did my stuff, and then she did, was living her life in Anderson, Northern California and stuff, and what happened was it came to the point that she needed to come live with me because she couldn't even afford, you know, her bills and things like that. So she moved out with me, and then when we moved out here to Oregon, her something broke, and it was a stress, and something happened, and it became quickly evident that I couldn't leave her. So, after the first 8, 9, 10 months of me being here and getting, never mind getting turned down job after job after job after job after job after job, like 7, I lost count, and what that did to my ego, and, and I'm a loser and I can't do anything, and maybe I'm not qualified and I can't do this, and it put all this doubt in me. And what happened is over the last 3 years is, because the universe is taking care of me now, our income is meager at most, but it's gotten us by, and getting me by is all the grace I need and all the serenity I need to know that we're gonna have a home, and that we all have food, and the animals are, mom are good, so what I started to do, I started to do this channel, and I drank after 14, 13 years. I drank alcohol again, but what that did is it brought me into a realization of so many things I didn't know before, so many things I was blind to, of like, oh, I was sure of this, and that took away my certainty in all areas, and I came back into my own, I had another moment of my own clarity, and came back into, sobriety on my own recognizance, on my own, I see the word, I just can't, initiative, and, I'm trying to rebuild my life, one that I can do with mom, where I don't have to leave her, or at least get us in a better position where she could just open a screen door and let the dogs out without them running through the possible, because I've come home and they were gone. That has happened, so that's why that fear is in me, because it was a reality, But these are the days that we really can't focus on what we're afraid of. We really can't. We really can't focus on stuff we're scared of, because it's gonna happen, And I've so don't think of the worst case scenario right now. If you're afraid of things, it was kind of interesting. I was listening to a talk by a young girl. She's an astrologist. She's a young, cute thing, so of course she's got a gazillion followers. I swear, man, if people didn't go by looks, you know what I mean? If people didn't go by looks, the world would be such a different place if people recognized spirits over soul sacks, Maybe that'll change one day too. Anyway, she was talking about how she was like, I felt this impending doom, this anxiety and stuff like that. And then she called her other friend who was sensitive and asked her about it, and she was like, yeah, I feel it too. And then something big happened, there was a big accident and a lot of people died. And I'm like, okay, now you guys are finally making the connections of the things that I've been talking about for a few years now, If you live in a city, you're a vibrational frequency. There are other people like you in that city. That's why when you go to a bar or a restaurant, you know, there are other people there at the same time. They're a lot like you, you know. For whatever reason, you're all brought together. So when you meet people in pockets of places, those are people that are like you in some kind of way. Even if it's like, you know, people that like burgers and it's a burger joint, you know. So, people are coming into this, like attracts like. Like when you walk into a room and you're in a good mood and everybody's in a bad mood and you're just like, ugh. You go down to their level, or you walk into a room, everybody's happy, or you're vice versa, you know. The lesser takes on the more, right? Right. So now we have a society where all these people wanted all this more outside stuff, and then they found, oh crap, I'm still not happy. In doing that, they created a lot of lack for a big population of the rest of the people. So in their adventures of happiness, you know, they're creating all this bad karma. You know, because people don't need to make six figures to tell people that they don't deserve $750 a month. That's freaking stupid, man. And that's what this whole freaking nation is built on, this idiocracy of do what I say is right because I feel like it, and I'm shaking my finger at you and I look like an authority, you know, but there's nothing in there. These people are just puppets. You know, politician is a freaking made up game. You know, it's something that a man came up with, and then he's like, okay, here are the rules. And then he got all these other guys that follow the, you know, do it like him. And then he's like, well, I want to do it like this, I want to do it like this. And then, but these people still want to do it this way, and these people have their own agenda. And so there's all this division, right? We don't need a big government. Maybe we did at one point, but there's no reason to have one anymore. You know what I mean? Government, it's like they created itself to feed its big gross entity while everybody else dies to feed it, and people are waking up like, that's dumb. That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. That's stupid. Why do policemen make $90,000 a year to write tickets? Why do they do that? You know? You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about density. Density is a vibration, you know, density, heavy, heavy. You ever do something, you know, you feel bad about it, you know, take credit away from somebody else where it was due to them, or you know, steal something from somebody, and it starts to wear on you. You're like, I did that when I stole a pair of glasses, Dr. Goder in Reading, when I was like 12, 13, they're Spree sunglasses, and I turned around and stole them for $30, and I felt so bad about it. But you know what? When I was in my 20s, I sent him a check, and I wrote him a note, and I said, I did this then. I was wrong for that, and I don't steal anymore, and I don't take from people things that don't belong to me, and, you know, that could be attention too, you know what I mean? When you go after people that aren't your spouse, you know? I have one wife, one energetic match in this world. I don't know who she is. I thought I did. I was wrong. But you know what? Everyone else is my sister, my mother, my aunt, you know, my relatives. There's only one energetic match for me, and people take too much precedence these days of trying to frickin' put parts on people's parts and spreading their seeds, and, oh, this makes me a more powerful person because I'm just putting my DNA everywhere. Why don't you just pee everywhere if you want to put your DNA everywhere? Why don't you just do that instead of trying to freaking create bad karma by tainting your freaking chakra systems with other people's, right? I know that there's people that believe that they heal through tantric blah blah. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I tried to be a slut too. It didn't work for me. I could justify being a slut, a drunk, you know, whatever. But, you know, we can all justify our behaviors. But some people just can't do some behaviors and live with them, you know. I can't hurt people and other things. I can't, you know. I can't. Even when my frustration is so big, I can't put my hands on other things out of anger because I know of the consequence. Because I've seen it too much. And you don't hurt things that you love. You don't hit things that you love. That is your frustration. And when you're taking your frustration out that you have on other people like that, you're creating a density in yourself, and that's how cancers are caused. You know, people feel bad about doing things, and then what do? They go shopping, make themselves feel better. They eat to make themselves feel better. They drink to make themselves feel better. Go, hook up with somebody, make themselves feel better. And what they're finding is they still feel empty inside. All this stuff that has worked, it worked for a little while, but the longer you're on the planet, you get more sensitive. It's just how it is. The older you get more sensitive. Whether, 90 degrees is the same 90 degrees as it was a year ago, it don't matter. I'm a year older. It feels different to me. So, people need to adapt to their sensitivity, And there's the whole population of people that don't know how to do that because they don't think about how many people don't even know how they feel. How are you today? I'm good, but really they're not. But they're telling everybody they're good. That creates dissonance. That's a lie. It's just better to be like, today's not a real good day, but I'm hoping for a better one tomorrow. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. People just constantly say things that are not true. And that creates dissonance. And then they get lonely because it's like, who can I talk to? Who can I turn to? They don't know how they feel about stuff. Well, that's when you got to get quiet. Meditation has never freaking ruined anybody's life. I do get so blissed out sometimes that sometimes when I come out of my meditate state, I gotta calibrate, like, cause I feel so good, and then something happens, I get annoyed. It's like, just rips me, and then I find my serenity and back to Zen, Or just humans, man. Ain't nobody ever gonna do this stuff perfectly. If they do, that's weird, and I don't want to know them. I don't want to know people that don't make mistakes. I don't want to know people that don't make mistakes and that can't even represent them. And that's why my circle is very small these days. But I swear to God, things are changing because it's freaking the astrology. This girl was talking this morning. I was listening to her. She's a young bebopper, cute, pretty little thing. Of course, she's got a zillion followers, talking about how she was feeling this impending doom in the astrology and stuff, and she talked to a friend of hers, called out to a friend of hers, and her friends were having the same experience. That's because like attracts like, man. Like attracts like. And, so just, if you feel that, you feel anxious, look around. Is there anything in your immediate proximity that is a threat to you? No? Then it's probably not your fear, huh? Yeah. Assess yourself. You don't need somebody else. Yeah, it's nice to be comforted by other people, but at some point, everybody's going to come to a point in their life where they're going to have to be faced with something where only themselves are going to be able to talk themselves off a ledge, So, anyway, in the interim, just keep plugging along, Be that little light. So, that's about all I got for today. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.